You ghosted them so you could become self-possessed. Ooh, such a powerful message. And I love that. Yeah. Okay. I'm calling you out a little bit, but I'm also calling out myself. You used to be possessed by everybody outside of you, right? Your family possessed you, your friends, your community, your parents, your boss, your job possessed you. Like when we think of possession, we think of what is it, like The Exorcist, and someone is like, "Ooh, possessed by a demon or an emotion." They're like possessed, and they're like um, possessed by fear, possessed by rage, and you maybe notice that when you were around these people, you felt a little like, what am I doing? I'm not even doing what I want to do. You might have felt like, when you go to work and you totally switch voices and you're like, "Hey, Rick, how are you doing? Oh, let's circle back. Let's pencil in something." And you get home and you're like, "What the hell did I just say? Who, who was that even? How did I even?" Or you're maybe at church or at a family function and you just become this totally different person than who you know yourself to be. Or you are always like, I got to do this. I don't want to, but I got to do this because this person told me to, or this person expects me to. And yeah, you need to have your energy free. You need to be able to, it has to be free to yourself. You are here to possess your own energy. Okay. Listen, I wrote down self-possession, like the definition, or at least like the traits of someone who is self-possessed. Because I actually, when I first thought of the word, I think I was conflating it with self-obsessed. All right. But self-possessed is someone who stays calm, cool, and collected in any situations, but particularly in difficult, chaotic, intense situations. You're just so calm, so cool, baby. Oh, I love that. Nothing can flap you. Someone who's possessed by something else, they're like, "Oh gosh, no, I got to do this, and I got to do this for this person. This person's going to be mad." And like, bro, that's not you. You're just like, "Nah, I don't want that. I don't want to explain. I don't want to do that because I possess myself. Why would I'll explain it to myself, maybe, but I trust myself enough to just be like, listen, she's the boss. She said, we're doing this. We're doing this. No ifs, ands, or buts, no explanation needed." Another one, a definition that I love from self-possessed is relying on one's own standards and judgments rather than seeking approval from others. Oof. And it comes to mind like children are kind of self-possessed, when a child is just like playing or doing something or like looking at a thing and they don't care if you get it. And you're like, "What are you looking at?" And they're like, "This tree." And you're like, "Oh, is there something on it?" And they're like, "No, it's just a tree." Or if a child is like, someone comes around and you're like, "Hey, come and say hi to this person." And they're like, "Hi." And they go back to what they're doing. And you're like, "Come on, come over." And they're like, "No, what? Hi, hello." And then they go back and do their thing. They're kind of offended that you like interrupted them. They were obviously busy. And that's how you are now with yourself. You recognize that what you want to prioritize is important. How you want to do things is important. Yeah, being possessed by something is like some strong force is in control of your behavior. And self-possessed is you are in control of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. All right? It's calm, it's cool, it's collected. You don't really care that everyone else is like, oh my God, oh gosh, we have to do this, and oh, we have to do this. And you're just like, no, everything's fine, actually. It's fine. And you don't have to explain it. People will get it. Okay. Managing reactions and feelings instead of being driven by impulsive emotions, displaying a quiet faith in oneself without arrogance, thinking before acting or speaking, leading to thoughtful rather than frantic responses. Yeah, it's like a child. They just get to like kind of have this like quiet understanding that they're awesome, they're special and unique, and they're great. So they don't have to perform. They don't have to make themselves small unless it's fun for them, unless they're like pretending to be a baby or something. But yeah, when you are self-possessed, you just don't really care about what other people expect of you. You don't really care about their standards. And you don't really care about other people's standards. You see how everyone else wants you to like, oh, go do this. Oh, go say this. Oh, do this. And you're just like, nope, sorry, goodbye. Ghosting. Can't do it. And I think your sign to ghost is when you feel like, why did I do that? Ugh, I knew I didn't want to do it and I did it anyway. Like, why did I not say anything? Why did I stay there? Why did I move that way when I wanted to move another way? And now you are just freeing yourself to move the way you direct yourself, okay? Yeah, now you are the one in charge. You are the powerful force in control of your actions. And you're not wasting time on people who are not you. And that's cool, baby. We love that, actually. We need more examples of people who are going to show us how to lead ourselves. People who are not going to be swayed and pressured into doing things they don't want to do. We have all done that. We've grown up being taught to just go say hi to this person, go do this. We have to go do this now. But now you're an adult. You possess yourself. You're in charge. You say what goes. I'm thinking about a more negative connotation of possession. A possessive person is like, hey, you can't go over and talk to those people. I don't care how crazy it looks. You're my girl. You can't go over there. You're going to dress how I say. And so you're kind of being your own possessive partner now. I don't know if that helps. Ooh. But it certainly is familiar, right? We understand when someone else is possessive of our energy. And now you are practicing being that person who was like, listen, I don't care what everybody else is doing. You're not allowed to go over there. I don't care what everybody else wants. I don't care what you used to do. Now you're doing what I say. And it's cool. It's no big thing, but your old triggers just don't work anymore. So the people who maybe inadvertently understood how to trigger you, how to provoke a response from you, now they're confused because you are so self-possessed. You're so in control of your own emotions and your own reactions and responses that when the trigger comes, you're just like, you're silent. You're thinking about something else. You are reflecting on what this, reflection of you pushed out is trying to teach you. You're not doing whatever the external source is trying to get you to do. When you're, possessed by the devil or a demon or something, you're acting in a way that doesn't make sense to everybody else. And they're like, oh my gosh, we got to bring in an exorcist and get this demon out. But for you, you the demon, baby. And we love it, okay? And people are confused. They're grateful you're not projectile vomiting and spinning your head around and being creepy and stuff. And they're kind of but you're just gonna do whatever you want. You're just gonna stay home. You're just gonna not answer my call. You're just gonna quit your job. You're just gonna break up with me. You're just never gonna talk to me again. And you're like, listen, that's what the boss says. Sorry, it's strict around here. Very draconian. Very, brutal. But got to do it. You are someone who needs to keep your energy clear and high vibration. And, you recognize that your expansion requires some distance from the places where you used to give up your time and your energy. You used to let them possess you. what they wanted you to do, how they wanted you to act, how they wanted you to operate. You used to do that, and now you're not doing that anymore. Now you're not doing that anymore. Now you are the person who says, we're going to do this. I don't care what everybody else says. I don't care what you want. We're doing this. You're like, I don't care how crazy you look. I don't care that everyone else is freaked out. I'm possessing you now. You do what I say. I'm the boss. I make the rules around here. Ooh, it's like Quantum Leap. You know, like Scott Bakula, he'll like jump into some person's vessel and he's like, listen, I've taken over now. I love Quantum Leap and that analogy. If you're just coming with me, I'm going to explain the analogy. Okay, there's this one time in Quantum Leap, the TV show, where Scott Bakula, he quantum leaps into the body of a Black man in 1960s Alabama, 1950s Alabama. So before the Civil Rights Movement. And so at first he doesn't realize what's going on. And then he sees all these white people staring at him because he's in a white only restaurant, which is, it's so crazy that they had that here. And it was just like commonplace less than 100 years ago. Ridiculous. Anyway, Scott Bakula jumps into this guy's body and, you know, everyone's like, what are you doing? How are you sitting here? But Scott Bakula, you know, is a white man from the 90s. So when he realizes he's in this Black man in the 1960s body, he doesn't start to act like how they expect a Black man from the 1960s to act. He's not like, oh, yes, sir. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me get out. Go here. I don't mean nothing by it, sir. He doesn't do that. That would be fucking crazy if he did do that. He just acts like Scott Bakula. He just acted like a white man who's used to being able to like do whatever he wants. And so everyone saw him in this Black man's body and was like, what are you doing? Don't you know how things are? He recognizes that his job isn't to fit in and be what the people who have like a certain interaction, familiarity with interacting with his vessel, how they did. He's like, I'm Scott Bakula. I'm going to operate how I am, and you guys are going to adjust. Don't love that the message of that episode was kind of like the civil rights movement started because a white guy jumped into a Black man's body and was like, you're not going to treat me like that. But you are Scott Bakula. You've taken over your vessel. It's your highest self. And you just don't tolerate the same type of treatment that previous versions of you did. This version of you, your highest self, is calm, cool, collected. They are unflappable. They recognize the stuff that people say to them, do to them, is not even about you. So you can just like take it really like casually. It doesn't get under your skin because you're like, listen, you have no authority over me. I'm in control. Doesn't matter what you say. I'm in control. And if someone is still trying to like get under your, skin, even if they don't realize it, they're just like, oh, they're not answering the texts. Let me try to give them a call. Oh, they're not answering the call. Let me send them an email. Oh, they're not answering the email. Let me find some other way to get in touch. And maybe you've been like, hey, I just need some space. Hey, I, just want to like operate differently than how we've been doing it. Maybe though, you just go ghost. Maybe you're like, I don't want to explain myself. I'm the authority figure. I'm the only one to whom I owe an explanation. I'm the only one to whom I owe obedience. And so you just go ghost. And then that spirit goes into you. And you're in charge. You're in control. You're Scott Bakula being like, don't treat me like this. That's a really good episode of Quantum Leap. You should check it out if you have not. But yeah, so people might be a little confused because they're used to operating with you where they say, hey, we're doing this. And you're like, oh, great. Let me know what time. Or, you know, your boss is like, hey, I need you to work late or work overtime, or I'm going to give you only these number of hours. And you're like, okay, great. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, boss. But now those same people are seeing you be like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. No, I'm not going to do that. Or just, well, your silence is the answer. And yeah, you pulled your energy away and you put it inside of yourself. And yeah, it's hard for your highest self, for spirit to speak to you when you're distracted by all the noise of everyday life. And it's tough because everybody expects you to just be distracted by the noise of everyday life. Be possessed by those. Let your mind, your energy, your time be occupied by someone external to you. And you're just like, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm in my Scott Bakula era. I'm in my quantum leap era, babe. I'm in my self-possession era. And I can't do anything I don't want to do. So, oof, people are going to be mad. They're used to you making them a priority. They're used to you prioritizing what they want you to prioritize. The role that you used to play, the, you know, service that you used to provide to them. They're still expecting that. They're just gonna have to wait, my love. Listen, it's change of management. New sheriff in town. You're in charge now. And people might be, oh, grumble, grumble, rabble, but they'll come along. They will fall in line. They always do. In fact, they're used to falling in line. They're just not used to falling in line behind you. Maybe you are not used to people falling in line behind you. In fact, you're like, oh my God, don't like look at my butt. Like, what do you don't? Oh, it's a little uncomfortable to have people behind you following your lead, you being the blueprint, you carrying the torch, showing the way. Maybe you're a little uncomfortable with it. It's a little unfamiliar, but that's okay. You'll get used to it. Yeah, people are good at accommodating actually and expanding and adapting to new rules. And so they will get used to this new way of operating with you. Yeah. I delivered the message, my loves. It's so powerful. So yeah, like, where are you still allowing yourself, your energy to be possessed by other people? And if you're thinking about cutting off a relationship, severing a connection, you know, resist the urge to want to explain it to them and give them closure. Those are all inside jobs for the person. You guys don't have to have a meeting of the minds on this. It's a unilateral decision that you make for yourself. You're like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm possessed by myself now, by my highest self. And now we operate this way. So get used to it, baby. Ah! All right. I love you guys so much. I'm going to talk to you soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Go ghost, babe. It's okay. You can be seen as the bad girl, as the bad boy, as the unreliable one, as the, what are they doing? I just don't get it. It's okay. You're going to be getting a lot of that. So you better get used to it now. All right. All right, my beloveds. I will talk to you soon. Talking to you tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe. I gave you the message. And I'll see you guys soon, okay? Love you. Bye.